Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Talking with TalksALot. The variety talk show that, of course, involves whatever I want. Joining me today is the wonderful scriptwriter and interesting personality, Elagabalus. Am I saying that right? Elagabalus. What is
Elagabalus.
Elagabalus. There we go.
Yes.
Heard it from the horse's mouth. Elagabalus. All right. Shout out to the chat. What's up, Vince Womack? Glad you could join us. All right, now that the chat shout out's done, how's it going, bro?
Everything is great, thank you.
Nice. So, welcome to Talking with TalksALot, the one show that I'm going to avoid politics at all costs. And just for anyone watching right now and on replay, we are not discussing Will Smith and Chris Rock. Done. That's all I have to say about that. So, because I don't care anymore. I stopped caring about that like right after it happened.
And I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. I figure everybody else is talking about it. Let's do something else. So you sent me a little dossier here, and it says your favorite movie is Lawrence of Arabia.
Correct.
What stands out for that movie that makes it your favorite?
Every minute of that 3 hour and 48-minute movie is perfect. The practical effects are amazing. The story is compelling. The acting is fantastic. It's just my favorite all-time movie. It's
nice.
a movie where I watch it through and I don't feel I've sat through a 4-hour movie.
Who was the lead in that? It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Peter O'Toole.
Peter O'Toole. He was a legendary, well, he still is a legendary actor, even if he's, not around anymore. But
right. I believe, I want to say that introduced him to film audiences. That was his first major movie, or maybe even his first movie.
And it was engaging enough for you to love the length of it and every detail in it and stuff. What are some of the things that just automatically jump out in your mind when you think of Lawrence of Arabia?
Oh, I think of the cinematography. I think of David Lean. I think the beautiful panoramic shots. Every shot that he makes, every scene looks epic. And that's just showing a landscape. The editing it's not choppy. Scenes actually last 10, 20, 30 seconds at a time. And when the film was remastered in 1989, I think it's subsequently been remastered again, and they added about an hour and a half to the movie. Anthony Hopkins did voiceovers for the actors that were dead.
Really?
And it's almost seamless. You can tell a little bit by audio dips here and there, but otherwise the added footage, how it was remastered, it just blends so well into the movie overall.
Nice. Hell yeah. So hello Germ404, glad you could make it, bro. And hello Lasso of Truth, glad to see you as always.
I love Lasso of Truth.
She's fantastic. She taught me today how to mute, that I could mute words, specific phrases on Twitter.
Oh, really?
And it saved my whole day. Yeah, because now I'm like, okay, well, I can't promote shit on Twitter because all I'm going to see is Will Smith stuff, this, that, and the other thing. She's like, you could do this. And I'm like, oh. And now it's all psychology and motivational quotes and stuff. So
That's right. I forgot that you're a psychologist.
Yep.
I have a Twitter account and I used it once in 2013 and never went back to it.
I don't blame you, bro. If it weren't for the fact that that's the easiest way to message everybody in our groups,
Yes.
I would have stayed off Twitter. But mine's, in my opinion, is shit. Don't like it, especially since they changed the whole token earning crap.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, Parler is never going to happen for me again. They showed
Right.
how weak they were, so it's.
Well, I imagine with Twitter, I could set it up so I'm just following you guys,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
I can filter out all the background noise.
yeah, you can, and I believe a community member like you would probably only really need to follow like 6 or 7 people, and you'd get everybody's content. So
Yeah, if that, maybe just the comics division, yelling at park cars stream, for instance.
yeah, you could follow the
those
Dix
guys.
division, and
That covers pretty much everything.
pretty much, yeah, yep. The Gilded thing is working out great, though. I'm liking that so far. If you're out there, leave Discord behind and go over to Gilded.
Yeah, that looks nice. It looks like it's in a like a beta testing phase in some ways.
It's been out for a bit, but I like the new features that they're introducing.
Oh, I like it too. Is it going to have the ability to do things like live stream, or is that a ways away?
Eventually, maybe, but I don't think they have the current infrastructure to do that effectively right now. Ah. Hello, Sean Landrigan. Didn't mess it up this time. What's up? No comics division here. No drunk 3PO messing things up. Just kidding. Love you guys. So, back to this dossier. I've never had anyone send me a dossier. I've always had to build my own. This is really nice. So, your favorite pop bands. Is pop your favorite music? Or
it was until 1988 when Duran Duran released an album called Big Thing. Then I lost all interest in pop culture.
All right.
That did it. I mean, one album ruined pop culture in its entirety for me. So the bands that I listed are the bands that I loved listening as a teenager, and I do visit them on time to time. Ultravox, Visage, Adam and the Ants, Psychedelic Furs, and I think I mentioned Ultravox.
Yeah, Ultravox, Duran Duran. Whenever that pops up, I don't know why, but even just their name Duran Duran, I'm like,
you start laughing.
Yep. But so we heard last week that Culture Casino would listen to Chopin until the day he died, and you have a lot of classical composers on here. Which one would you say would be your favorite out of them? Because you got Bach, Vivaldi, Mozart, Beethoven, and Schumann.
Oddly enough, it's Schumann. I love his 4 symphonies. I love his concertos for violin and
he has amazing movements in those.
Piano. I love his piano work. I just find him very, very interesting, extremely compelling, but I love all the works of all the others, and I could listen to Vivaldi for the rest of my life, and I will do that with these 5 composers. I love, of course, many more, but they're my top 5.
Heck yeah. Yep, my favorite always has been Schubert. I can't get over Ave Maria or the other songs that I can't pronounce the names of because can't speak German and stuff. So
yeah, that's thank goodness when you go to an opera they have subtitles.
Right. Yeah. So it says here that you do some technical writing and some copywriting.
Yeah, that's what I'm really good at. And there are 2 things that are no longer in high demand these days anywhere, and after you read, well, after you and Culture read some of those articles every Monday and Thursday, it's apparent why. No one is using copy editors anymore. Authors are being their own editors, and that's the worst possible combination. You cannot rely on yourself to edit your own work.
Yeah. Speaking of the articles that we've read, some of those, the writers are absolutely terrible. And I feel like I could have maybe you write an article on the exact same shit, and it would turn out 10 times better just if you banged it out and didn't even review it. Like, a lot of these people seem to have forgotten like proper punctuation. It's okay to simplify terms. You don't have to use big brain stuff to make yourself feel better. Like,
Well, and I learned so much by being a technical writer. I used to write like the English historians from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 1980s. They wrote their histories as if they were translating Greek into English or Latin into English. And it's just so convoluted that I would just rather have a simple sentence telling me what they want me to read versus a convoluted sentence with a dozen clauses and conjunctions
and word salad out the wazoo.
Yeah, it's just too confusing and rambling. And I like simple sentences. Don't give me too many adjectives or adverbs. Just come to the point, please.
Yes. I like succinct writing. That's why I like my longest scripts are like 12 minutes long. I'm like,
that's what I love about these stupid sketches I do for comics.
They're so great.
They have to be succinct, and they have to be funny. The dialogue has to be assigned to the right characters, and most importantly, I hope that most of the lines are funny and that they hit and that they make you laugh and they make the chat, if nothing else, just break a slight smile.
Right. Yeah. I've always been of the mindset if one person laughs, I win. So.
Oh yeah, and when everybody can't read their lines, I consider that a major success. It's a disaster for the performance, but it's an incredible success. For at least for me.
For sure.
I love watching you guys crack up. It makes me so happy.
I'm just glad somebody's sending me regular scripts at this point.
Well, I would love to know more about Script Doctor, because I've written fictional dialogue back in the knots to my friends, and now I'm writing fictional dialogue now, but I've never written a fictional script. Never did a screenplay. Never wrote any poetry. I wrote lyrics for songs, so that's kind of poetic. That's inspirational. But no, I just like simple stuff.
Hell yeah. So do you have any modern entertainment that you like to watch?
Modern entertainment.
Yeah, let's say within the last, 5 years.
My favorite movie since 2016 was Shin Godzilla.
Speaking my brother's language there. I have yet to watch the Shin.
A $12 million US budget. I think it made $90 million in Japan alone.
Of course it did.
The special effects are so good. You cannot tell what is CGI and what is real life.
I love that. I love when they actually put the time into that.
All the actions, the majority of the action scenes are in daylight. It's beautifully done.
You mean
It's
they didn't cheap out and do all dark rendering on their stuff, like
just
Pacific Rim?
just for about 2 minutes, a night
Nice.
attack. But it was a beautiful. I mean, you just Godzilla's only on screen for 10 minutes of a 2 hour movie, but it's an amazing 10 minutes.
Hell
And
yeah.
I watch that movie at least once a month. Uh, and the subtitles, it comes with subtitles, but it's also English dubbed.
Okay.
But it's not one guy doing 80 parts. There are different voice. What would you call them? Voice dubbers. I don't know what
Yeah, just the voice actors.
the
Yeah.
voice actors. There are dozens of them, and it sounds convincing. It sounds like I'm watching a movie where the words are almost syncing perfectly with the lips, with the mouth.
Yeah.
And
Hello, Blair to Blair. Glad to see you, sir.
and so yeah, that's my go-to movie. Surprisingly, I contrary to almost everyone I've heard, I like Zack Snyder's take on Superman, and I liked Man of Steel. I liked Batman versus Superman. I like the Snyder Cut. I own them. I've watched them once. Don't think I'll watch them again, but I like them.
Yeah, I enjoyed Man of Steel, with a few glaring errors. The one
Sure,
that I'll never let go is Jonathan Kent.
of course.
But BVS was decent.
Mhm.
But my biggest gripe with the Snyder Cut was the first like 45 minutes of that movie did not need to exist, honestly, in my opinion.
Sure.
I didn't enjoy all that. The music choice was terrible.
Oh, and I can completely understand why. I think my favorite Zack Snyder film, it had been 300, but now it's The Watchmen. It remains my favorite film that he's ever done. Uh,
For me, it would be 300 still, for sure.
yeah. I mean, both.
Did he do
great.
Immortals?
I don't think so. He might have produced it, but
Okay.
I don't think he directed it. It's uh, it's a shame that as
Okay,
you
he had
guys
nothing to do with that. Sweet. Anyway, sorry.
you guys last week were talking about how we've probably hit the wall when it comes to superhero movies.
Yeah, we definitely have hit a wall with that. For
And
sure.
my only suggestion, I know it would never happen because of licensing issues and studio infighting and competing studios, but I wouldn't mind seeing 4 different versions of Batman made for $60 million each,
Yeah.
and have one come out every year. And yeah, it might be you hate 2 films and you like 2 films.
Right. Did you see The Batman that just came out?
No, have no interest in it whatsoever.
Same. Once I saw what they did to the Riddler, it just turned me off completely.
It's kind of, yeah, I'm in the minority on this point too. I did not like any of the Batman films in '89 or '91.
Oh, no. You're not alone. I actually hate the Tim Burton Batman movies. I cannot stand to watch a single minute of any of those. I didn't like any of the previous Batmans, like Clooney, Keaton, Kilmer. I just didn't care for him.
I don't think
Personally.
they've aged well at all.
No, not really. Then again, in my opinion, nothing from Tim Burton's mindset aged well ever.
And I liked. I have not seen the entire Nolan trilogy. I do own The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. Adam West.
Yes, sir.
I watched that growing up. Before I hit the school bus, I watched Batman at 6:30 in the morning, and religiously for years.
Yeah. Lasso of Truth says, I loved those movies. LMAO. What is going on here? Well, I got to tell you, Lasso, the truth is coming out. because those movies were subpar at best. How dare you? Well, suck it up, bro.
Well, I think it's more understandable with me because I'm 20 years older than you are.
Yeah.
And I probably would have enjoyed those movies had they come out when I was 10 or 11 or 12.
I could see that.
As it is, they came out when I was an adult already jaded by bad pop culture.
Yeah.
And so I tended not to enjoy those types of movies. Even today, I have a hard time watching classic James Bond because it's just so dated and the dialogue isn't great. And sometimes the special effects are good, but many of the movies are cringe inducing to me.
Yeah, well, that's where we would disagree for sure, because I still get engrossed by almost all of the James Bond movies. Still won't watch the Lazenby one again. I don't care how good anybody says it is, bro. But, you know, I'm talking to you, Germ.
Well, it's funny because my mom and dad had a great Frank Sinatra record collection.
Ooh.
And after I lost faith in Duran Duran and all pop music, I started listening to Sinatra and Mel Torme and Nat King Cole. And I own hundreds of their discs.
So good.
And
Frank Sinatra's my favorite crooner.
I love Frank Sinatra.
Hail, Toxic Man Flu.
Hey, Tox. And I asked my mom, well, why don't you have a record player, you have speakers, why don't you play these albums? And my mom said, why? They're not relevant to me anymore.
Yeah.
And I can see how age, the colors, how we look at what we used to like versus what we like now.
Yeah, for sure. I get a lot of funny looks while I'm at work because I'll just be belting out Frank Sinatra, like full volume, you know, and people like, I get looks from like the people that are in their 60s and 70s, like, how do you know this? Like, what? Or like when I'm busting out Perry Como or something, you know.
Yeah, a first date with a girl up in Tallahassee when I was at Florida State. I put on some Sinatra and she said, "That's the music my great grandfather likes." And I thought, this date isn't going anywhere. But we actually dated for 4 years. So
oh wow.
So
okay.
she learned to tolerate Frank Sinatra.
Well, that's a good thing to learn how to tolerate.
She learned how to like big band music and jazz, and which is good. I mean, I love all those musical genres.
You said jazz, and now I got to ask the question: cool jazz, yes or no?
What's cool jazz?
That's the real smooth, like heavy saxophone. Like usually don't get many lyrics in it.
Oh, so I'm trying to think of examples. Would that be Wynton Marsalis? Is he cool jazz?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Would Coltrane be considered cool jazz?
Some of his stuff. Some of his stuff, yes. Some of his stuff is more of the like actual lit jazz, in my opinion. Hello, JT Gunter. Thank you for stopping by to say hi. Sorry, you have a busy day.
I can listen to cool jazz, but I guess when I think of jazz, I'm really corrupting it. I mean swing music from the 50s and 60s, which is not cool jazz.
No, swing music is
it's pop vocals.
Yes,
with an orchestra.
I love. See, now my brother's breaking my brain. There might be some Pink Floyd that fits in there for cool jazz. There might be, but here's another unpopular opinion. Pink Floyd is one of the most overrated bands in history.
I don't think I could disagree with that. The albums that I like are the ones most people dismiss. I like the Momentary Lapse of Silence. I think
Okay.
that's the name of it, from '87. Oh, Reason, A Momentary Lapse of Reason,
Okay.
which was their comeback album. It was without Roger Waters,
Mm.
and I love that album. But otherwise, that's about the only album I like from them, which is heretical to most people who love music. Yeah, I'm. See, you see, you will have more dislikes on this stream than you will ever have anywhere else.
Oh no, not at all. That'll be hard to beat. Those shorts that I had up for a while, man. Those 40-year-old Asian or Indian guys hated the fact that I was not a big boobed thought. So I got a 42% like ratio on one of those. So
I am undercutting any chance I have to establish the groundwork for my own YouTube channel by just making so many enemies.
nah, I think your YouTube channel would be lit.
Well, yeah, I'm really proud of the fact that I have 10 subscribers and no content.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Imagine the potential if I actually did something. And I texted a few of my bandmates, and they're interested in doing a musical podcast. So we might be doing something in a month or two.
Hell yeah! So, what kind of musics do you dabble in with your band?
Well, I like to be specific. On April 10th, 1984, my friends and I formed a punk band, the FNGs, which is short for fucking new guys.
Nice.
It's what the vets called the new guys in Vietnam.
Yep.
And so we practiced April 10th, 11th, and 12th in my dad's garage. And the 13th, we went on a talent show at high school. And we beat the heavy metal competition.
That usually happens in high school.
Well, the lyrics were important too. The lyrics, the song was about Chappaquiddick.
Okay.
And pretty bad taste lyrics, which we all thought was hilarious.
Well, of course.
And so we didn't win, but we weren't gonged either.
Okay.
I'm the lead vocalist, even though I have no vocal talent.
I don't either, but I try.
My pseudonym would be Johnny Bard. Our drummer Roger, he goes by Punji Sticks.
Okay.
And then Joey, he goes by Joey Tirade, because he was throwing tirades long before Culture did.
Oh, okay.
And so we don't know how to play our instruments. And it sounds on the two albums that we did. But we do hope to have a 40th anniversary album in 2 years.
Okay.
I'll have to post some of the music to YouTube. It's so horrendously bad. You almost have to laugh.
Well, then it's a double win for me. I like new music. I like being able to experience new music, and I like being able to laugh at things that are terrible. So, you know.
Well, when I played our songs for my girlfriend at Florida State, she vomited.
Now,
and then when
projectile or just like a little throw up in the mouth, kind of
vomiting in the toilet, yes. And then when I played it for my at the time wife, she had a massive stomach ache.
Oh wow! Did you guys use that? What was it called from South Park? The brown note?
No, it's just that bad. You have to have a really good constitution to listen to it.
I'd love to listen to it then.
Yeah,
I've stomached some pretty gnarly shit.
I'll have to post it and gild it, or it'll find its way to you somehow.
All right, I'm down for that.
But it was fun. When you're 18 years old and you live in suburbia, you go to a Christian high school, there's not really much to be angry about. So we just we tried to find things to make fun of, and that's what we
Yeah.
did. It wasn't so much anger as it was mocking things we thought were funny.
Heck yeah.
And good lyrics can really cover for some really bad music.
It can. It can. I can attest to that.
And I'm hoping that you could help me write an anthem for comics division or Dick's division. I have the words. I just have to put them to music.
Okay. I'm still not much of a musician. I'm still piggybacking off of a lot of other people's work right now, but I'd love to see how that goes.
Yeah, I like what you're doing with the music, and I'm curious, what are you using to record?
For the music itself, these last several songs, last two songs, and the one I'm working on right now are somebody else's music. I like using stuff from Riot in the YouTube library and Unicorn Heads.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good. But as far as lyrics and stuff go, I just kind of let it flow, you know.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. I think you have more range than you are giving us.
I'm working on my confidence for that part because I want to write a song where I can use my higher vocals for a
Right.
singing portion, lower vocals for kind of like a Johnny Cash talking portion, and then you know.
Yeah, I don't know the terminology when it comes to vocals, but I can.
I don't either.
I can do a very deep baritone,
Yeah.
and I can do a very high falsetto. But I
All
can't
right.
really. But I can't do much in between. I can't shift gears smoothly, and so I have to use the Simon Le Bon technique. It's a hiccup, and that's the way he changes his registers or octaves or whatever you call
Yeah.
it. And it works for him. It's a unique style of singing, and you can only just I can try it. Wild boys.
Okay.
There's that hiccup, and it's almost seamless, but he does it really well. But that also indicates that there is a limit to what he can do without using that technique.
Right.
And so I would have to sound like a really bad Simon Le Bon, and I don't want to do that. I would actually like to try and sing confidently, but someone needs to teach me first.
I feel that. I'm completely untrained in everything that I do. So I'm teaching myself how to be a voice actor, how to sing, how to make music, how to, all that fun stuff, teaching myself. And of course, anyone watching, if you'd like to check out my newest song, it is over on the Corey channel. I will drop that link in a moment.
My friend Roger, he does voiceovers as well. I think he's been doing that for about 10 years now.
Nice.
I'll have to send you a link to his webpage. I don't think he's been as nearly as successful as you have, but he has had some gigs, I guess, for radio stations and the like.
Oh, nice. Yeah. On the voice acting side of things, I'm literally only doing stuff for my channel and Comics Division when he needs updates. So if anyone watching this needs a voice actor, hit me up on Twitter, The Good Voice Guy. But I'm not even auditioning for mainstream roles anymore.
Just because of the climate in Hollywood right now.
Yeah, I stuck it out for about 4 years in the mainstream trying to, get things going there, but it always came back with the same thing. You've got a lot of talent, but you're just not what we're looking for, kind of stuff. So
you're really looking within the YouTube framework of your colleagues, of your friends, of your associates.
Yeah, and I'm more just building a community right now, like trying to get to know people and stuff. So in a strange twist of fate, Toxic Man Flu has sent us a script.
Oh, that's That's cruel.
So for $5,
Now I have the chance to see how difficult it is to read one of these.
all right. Here we are in Arkham Asylum talking with one of the most recent villain defeated by Batman. Elagabalus, or hello, Elagabalus. How are you feeling today?
Am I supposed to respond?
Yeah, you're. I put it in the private chat.
See,
Sorry.
it's
Yeah.
okay. It just. Well, can we repeat that so we can do it justice?
Sure. Here we are in Arkham Asylum talking with the most recent villain defeated by Batman, Elagabalus. Hello, Elagabalus. Hello, Elagabalus. How are you feeling today?
Well, Tox, I almost got away with it, but those dang kids and their dang dog.
End scene. Thank you, Toxic Man Flu. That was wonderful. For $5.
Okay, I now appreciate why it's difficult to read my sketches. I now see why comics has to cut and paste each act. I can see where it's jumbled. I can appreciate why it's hard to follow, especially if you're interrupted. Now, as I was telling you earlier, I'm the introvert, and I'm more comfortable writing the scripts and just watching the work, not so much in participating.
Yeah, actually, I'm right there with you. I don't like writing, and I guess I'm okay at it if you listen to my fans like Lasso of Truth and those guys, but I hate writing. I hate
Really?
it. Yeah, I like acting, I like singing, but I hate the writing portion of it. It's like,
Oh, that's. I just thought you would. I
Stephen
just thought you
Ransom
loved it.
Sisno. Hello, sir. Now, I don't. I personally don't feel like I'm creative enough for like writing, but
Well,
like with most things, I don't think I'm good at it, so I do it anyway. So.
well, you should at least try, and with practice, you can learn to improve your writing. But it takes a lot of work. It's taken me years and years to become an efficient writer.
Yeah.
The whole, which brings me back because after Talk sent that sketch, I was thinking about the potential of really doing a 6-episode series about Dick's Division. You guys all have cameras, microphones, computers, iPads, green screens can be had, I think, fairly cheaply. Most of an episode would be filmed on a green screen anyhow. And I think it's viable. It's not going to be money making at all. It's just going to be a vanity project, as I have culture described. But I think it has potential to be funny.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't know if there's enough material to carry a 30-minute plot, but there might be enough to do 3 sketches within a 30-minute episode.
Yeah, possibly. Hello, lovely Sherry. It's a pleasure to see you. Thank you for coming. And Lasso of Truth hits me with the one thing that I can't deny. She says I'm a good writer because Frank Lee's Odd Adventures. I love Frank Lee, and I have dropped the ball on Frank Lee lately, and I need to pick that back up. And I was thinking about doing a little twist and doing a Frank Lee Odd EO adventure, but that's me being lazy because I don't want to do the backgrounds. I'll work on it. I know I've been saying that for months, but I'll work on it.
Yeah, my fiction reading is limited to Greco-Roman tragedies, comedies, and epics. I do not really like reading fiction. Again, alienating a lot of people, but that I just love nonfiction over fiction. except for the classics that I used to teach when I was an instructor in college.
Okay. So when it comes to nonfiction stuff, what do you prefer? Do you prefer like true crime, documentary series, nature stuff?
Oh gosh, on YouTube, YouTube. Before 2020, I loved watching videos put out by, say, the U.S. War College, U.S. Army War College, the
Okay.
World War II Memorial Museum, a lot of military-oriented sites that covered the 100th anniversary of the World War One from 2014 up to 2019 with the Versailles Treaty, and then 2020 came along, and all of those person-to-person lectures disappeared. Nobody could do a good stream yet.
Right.
And then when they learned how to do streaming correctly, everything had become so woke and watered down that I was no longer interested.
I can fully understand that, actually. I can't even find half the documentaries I used to watch anymore. Like
Well,
I used to love watching like nature documentaries and stuff like that, but anymore I'll go to like the documentary section on, say, Amazon,
mm-hmm,
and if it's not like woke
mm-hmm,
garbage, it's like a half-assed Bigfoot documentary,
right.
and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch this, and they're all like, we spent all of our money on the opening title,
Mm-hmm.
so let's get some fat guys in a chair to start talking for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Only time I can stand that is if it's Az being the fat guy in the chair talking. So, you know.
I miss really well made documentaries. The same way I miss really well made cooking shows back in the 80s,
Yeah.
the 90s, before everything went reality TV and everything became just a money grab that involved no script, all improvisation, and I just found it boring as hell.
Yep. Have you seen Murders at Starved Rock on Netflix at all?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't subscribe to Netflix, so no,
Okay.
I haven't.
Yeah, I got a roommate who's like, I'm going to put this on. We're going to watch this. And that was actually one of the most well-made documentaries that I've seen in a long time.
Oh, really?
But like everything, they botched the end.
Oh,
So it's like I wasted like 4 hours getting to you changing your mind at the end or some shit. You know, it's like, what
right.
is the point of me watching this?
Well, I find YouTube, just like the internet, it's comprised of 99% garbage.
Yes.
And so you type in JFK assassination, and you're going to come across hundreds of thousands of videos. And you just have to hope that through trial and error and searching that you'll find some that are actually interesting. And that goes for practically any topic when it comes to documentaries.
Yeah. See, okay. I have a strange question for you. What is your stance on the paranormal? Because since we're talking about documentaries, those are my favorite right now.
Yeah. I guess an agnostic.
Okay.
But my
Waiting for some proof.
Well, my ex-wife though, she said she experienced the paranormal on a regular basis.
Really?
She said that there were ghosts in the house that we inhabited up in Orlando. She said she would see movement in the corner of her eye, and this happened almost every day. And this convinced her to pursue Wiccan culture.
Ooh.
And then she got into the spells and the spell casting, and I found that to be somewhat dangerous. especially if you're bipolar.
Yeah, for sure. Hello, Culture Casino. He says, the man that crafts the scripts of doom. Yes,
Hey,
sir. That's him.
hey, culture, how are you?
Glad to
I
see you,
I,
sir.
I love making you volatile uh, all the time. You are fantastic, and you're a great sport.
He really is. I freaking love Culture Casino.
I, I,
He's one of the best personalities in the entire group.
oh, he's definitely. I find him to be probably the most well-rounded, most intelligent, most interesting. I could look. Well, we do listen to him for hours and hours at
Yep.
a time because here's the thing: culture is awesome,
Indeed, he is.
and that's why I love having Nick as the comic foil, picking and prodding and poking culture until culture blows up.
Yeah.
And I just love Nick Weiser. That was so funny.
Man, Nick Weiser's a trip when it comes to those scripts. I like when he ad libs little things inside, and
He's been ad libbing a lot. He's been
yeah,
taking some real liberties that have paid off.
yeah, they definitely made the delivery a bit more entertaining.
And I'm watching your expressions, and you're like, what the hell? What's that all about?
Yeah,
And then when someone butchers a line, I just see you shaking your head laughing.
yeah, that's me. Like, I'm the one take guy.
You are you and Tox are and Nick are the most reliable. Definitely.
Well, even with my voiceover projects and the things that I do, singing, thinking out loud, all that stuff, if I can't do it in one take,
Mm-hmm.
I start the whole fucking thing over again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like doing cuts in the middle. I don't like any of that stuff. So if I mess it up even one word or a syllable, I will stop dead, delete everything that I just did, and start recording again.
Wow.
So that's me. I'm very picky about that. Hello, Floral from Under a Rock. Pleasure to see you. Glad you could pop in. Ha, me reliable. Toxic man flu. Yeah, well, sometimes you get labeled falsely, bro. What can we say?
He is reliable for setting up the punchline.
Dude, that fool is reliable for all kinds of shit. Okay? Like, he will network for you, he will promote for you, he will give you suggestions. Like, he sent me entire pages full of the prepper tips and stuff like that for me to make commercials with, and he's just sent me another one for the division warehouse that I did not have time to get to this weekend, Tox. So sorry about that.
I always knew Tox as the wrench with the great witty comebacks.
Yeah, it's taken a while to get him to come out and be on stream because he's always backstage.
Right.
On Monday nights. Like, he has the backstage pass. He gets to come in and do whatever he wants. And like, when he started participating, I was at first like, really?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, hell yeah.
Oh,
Let this guy talk.
He has to be part of the ready for primetime players. Definitely. He must be a staple.
Yes.
When I'm
absolutely.
writing dialogue, I have him in mind for certain parts. And same with you, and same with Nick and culture and comics. And with comics, he's going to screw up his line.
Oh, my favorite thing is comics division reading.
Yeah, which is that an oxymoron? Comics reading?
Kind of, yeah. Because I mean, he puts his best effort forward. I am glad that Jay is getting Drunk 3PO is getting a little better at reading things. But I think he needs to learn more Spanish.
I can't imagine though what a comic sees when he's reading something, because with his dyslexia, is he seeing English? Is he seeing some words that look like Russian? Words that are backwards? Or is he seeing symbols? I don't know. And his brain must have trained his brain to filter out all that excess to read the sentence.
Possibly.
And
He's still one of my favorite presenters of all time. He's great.
He's fantastic. One thing I've learned from these
that list was great.
And we only have that till June. So we need to contact his orthodontist and say, keep them in another year. Just make something up. We'll pay you. Because the lisp has become synonymous with comics.
I remember when I got my tongue pierced, I had a lisp for a while.
Ooh.
So,
do you still have your tongue pierced?
It'll never heal because I got it when I was like 16 and took it out like a year and a half ago. But yeah, I technically had it done twice, but the second time was just them reopening the hole.
You're making my testicles hurt. I mean, that's.
Hail, Keely Chow.
Hey.
Pleasure to see you.
Oh, I contemplated getting an earring when I was 17, but I knew my dad would beat the living shit out of me, so I didn't do it.
I had 13 piercings above my neck at one point.
No, that would not have worked for my dad. My mom there would have been scorn from her, and my dad would have. I really think he would have hit me.
Really?
Yeah. He disapproved of any type of what he would associate feminine jewelry on men.
Yeah, I was actually in the town that I grew up in. I was one of the first guys to ever get piercings. So,
well, my dad would see the album cover to Duran Duran's Rio, and they're all in the pastel, and they all have earrings. He's like, why are you listening to that gay music? That music's gay.
Why are you gay?
It's dad. It's the style. They're married. It's just the look. Well, it looks gay. And then I brought him a cappuccino one day from Starbucks, or maybe it was some other store, maybe Barney's, and he said, "You know what? These gays really make the best stuff, don't they?" That's good stuff.
That's good gay juice.
I like that. And 14
Toxic man. Yeah, and 14 below, but we don't talk about the jingling in his pants. Then Vince, the TSA favorite customer. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah. And you're right, Tox. We don't talk about that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're at stopping time now. This has been a fantastic time, and thank you for coming on, I did it again.
It's
Elagabalus.
Okay. Elagabalus.
Sean. Names are my downfall. Sean Landerman can attest to that. You know, many other people can attest that I can't say names. Like, you give me a crazy word that's like scientific, 14 syllables long, I'll hit it first try. You give me a name like Jane Summers or something like that, and then I'll break my brain for a good 3 minutes. So
that sounds about right.
Yep.
Well, it was great thank you for having me on. It was
absolutely.
I had a lot of fun, and my first one-on-one interview on YouTube, and maybe there'll be a second next year.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, and yes, Vince, time flies when you're having fun. This did not feel like an hour. I have had some interviews in the past that have felt like an hour. Toxic man flu. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Maybe. I think we just found the Corey joke. My piercings. That's a good way to go. You could totally do that. To give you a visual, I had both of my ears completely bridged out. I had
Oof.
both of my eyebrows done, my
Ooh.
tongue pierced, and well, when I say my eyebrows done, I had 2 in the right and 1 in the left, and yeah. So you can imagine where all my other piercings were. But anyway.
And you call yourself a psychologist.
I'm a psychologist. I had to get through my own craziness before I could help other people with theirs. But my appearance on tonight's Yelling at Parked Cars is currently on the fence. I've had a migraine since 6 o'clock this morning. Haven't been feeling super well, and my depression kicked in yesterday. So I don't know if I'll be on tonight, but make sure you catch and join the other guys. Give them lots of love. And go subscribe to Elagabalus just because he's got 10 already. So see if we can get him up to 20 before he even releases a video. I mean, that'd be fantastic.
I'll have some content. That's okay. That's all right. I'll send it to you through Guild Editor.
Hello, Brightest Day. Thank you for showing up late. I mean, you know.
He'll catch the rewind.
Yes, I'm sure he will. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed the show, then hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure to tell your friends to come by next week for more fun. This is Talking with TalksALot. Have a wonderful day.